Hey guys, this is Oshi from Tiny Dragon Tarot, and this is going to be our first 2002 prediction video. I titled it as Advice for Love in 2022, which is ridiculous that we're already in next year, because I have no idea what the cards are gonna say, you know. We're probably gonna focus on, getting advice, how to help things getting along, but like I said, I have no idea, so we'll see what's gonna come up. But the reading is targeted about love, so I have no idea if it's singles or in relationships. I think both are gonna be in there, so I'm gonna switch between the two. And yeah, as usual, 3 piles you can choose. The first one is a rose quartz, which is a beautiful pinky stone. I don't exactly know what the second stone is, but look at that shape. I'm not good at crystals yet. But we have a moonstone, which is new beginnings and opportunities. I kind of want to say fluorite, but I don't want to mislead you. So, but we have rose quartz, greenish crystal, or the moonstone. So choose one. Everything timestamps what cards I'm using, how to reach me, how to support this channel, which I'm very appreciative of. Where to get my own oracle decks is all in the description. And yeah, I think that's all. If you have any questions, please leave a comment down below. That helps my channel, and I love getting interactions out of these readings with you guys as well. But let's get started. Hello, pile number 1. If you chose this beautiful rose crystal, which is connected to love and everything, so it's a perfect choice for this reading, then this is going to be your reading. So as you can see, I have a lot of cards, so let's start with opportunity. We love that. So for 2022, aka the next year, is going to be a great opportunity. It's gonna get or bring an opportunity where you can actually find love, which I appreciate. I mean, who doesn't want to go into a new year hoping that there's love if they are single? So for singles, this is an opportunity to actually find a meaningful connection, which doesn't necessarily gonna begin as how you imagine. So it's not those, oh, I knew immediately that you're my soulmate and we're gonna get married. That can happen for some, but I'm kind of getting that feeling that because we have this night sky and these sparkly lights here especially, that this might be an opportunity that you're gonna go against your fears, because we have the moon here and the situation is gonna be unknown, but you will have that feeling. Your gut feeling is gonna telling you that this is important, you should go. For example, your friends are inviting you to a party and you usually hate parties, but your friends are like, hey, come on, this is gonna be fun, and for some reason you're like, okay, I guess I can go once a year, and that's gonna be the party where you meet someone. So when you have that, I know I don't do this, but I'm kind of want to do that, that's gonna be important. And try to pay attention to that, because if you don't, you can miss the opportunity. For those of you who are already in a relationship, it can also mean that you're leveling up, you're able to share your true desires and your fears with the other person, which will lead to a more which will lead to more closeness and more understanding. And you will find a new way of looking at the dark times together, because it's gonna really be a teamwork instead of just being two individuals. That we have 2 trees on this card, and they are all standing here and they kind of look like they are holding hands. I'm just noticing that. So you're gonna be able to enjoy the small happy things in life together. There's gonna be definitely an important chance to deepen the connection, which is, I mean, I wish I could just stop here and just let it go, because I'm sure other things will come up, but I think this is a wonderful start. So what to look out for, what not to do, is we have the pedestal card, which is simple as don't put the other person in pedestal, because if you want to be in a relationship, and if you are already in a relationship, remind yourself that you guys are equal. It doesn't mean that you're the same or you bring exactly the same to the relationship, because that's not usually not how it works, and I think it shouldn't, because where you lack, the other person has more, and they can offer you more on those areas, and vice versa. But if you think that they worth more and they contribute more into the relationship, you have to ask yourself, hey, why are you thinking that? Is that true? Are they actually contributing more to the relationship? And then you have to investigate why you are not. Are you in there for the right reasons, or you're already halfway out? And then you have to make a decision if you want to stay in the relationship and work on things, or you're ready to move on and then let the other person go. But if you're single, there's the same. Don't think that just because someone looks more attractive or more accomplished in life that you can't be their equal, because you don't know what they are looking for in a relationship and what you need to work on. And that can be an opportunity as well, is working on your self-esteem, your self-worth. Because if you're not ready to accept love, no matter how this opportunity comes along, you're gonna self-sabotage and just ruin it, not consciously. But we humans are very, very good at screwing things up that on paper are very, very good for us, because we just don't know why we are resisting it, because we don't dig deep enough. So yeah, this could be a great opportunity to dig deep and check what's missing, or why you're not ready to accept love. And for that, we also have faith. So have faith in yourself, and that this opportunity is gonna come. I think that connects you more to that, because I'm guessing this pile could be the pile where, or maybe all of the piles are that, but because this is the first one, when you guys were either not in a relationship for a long time or ever, or not in one where you felt accepted and loved enough. You just didn't find one that was working for you. And even if you are in a relationship right now and that's working, maybe there's some issues that you don't think that it's actually gonna stick around. So there could be some issues there, but you have to choose to believe that things are gonna get better. That's what faith is all about. I do think that it's a decision to make, that we're gonna believe things. But let's get some oracle card. We have oracle tarot card. We have the Fool. So yeah, opportunity. When the opportunity comes, don't think about how it will make you look. Don't think about if it's gonna actually lead to the relationship you're looking for, or you're gonna just fall and burn yourself, because if you start thinking about that, you're gonna stop yourself. And in that moment when this opportunity comes, you can't be 100% sure. You just have an inkling, that this is gonna be something good for you. And other people might think that, hey, that person that you're talking to, you never talked to anything or anyone like them before. Why are you even, entertaining the idea of having a conversation with them? But you find something in that other person that others can't see, and that's gonna be a spark where you can build, something together. Oh, look at that. We have the Ten of Cups. And yes, like I said in the beginning, I really feel like this is the relationship that wants to come in, that has the opportunity for, is a relationship for the long term, where you have everything you want. Even if, it doesn't start how you imagine a life or a relationship to start. And I love that the last one in this one is the Nine of Cups, which is a very important card, because especially with the pedestal card, because this is a reminder that you need to stay yourself in the relationship. You need to contribute, like I said, equality, and find your own happiness, because a lot of people lose themselves in a relationship, especially if they haven't been in one for a long time, or if they never experienced anything on this scale, because they stop meeting with their friends, they don't care about their hobbies anymore. All they do is just live in that state of being in a relationship. And after a while, that can be quite suffocating for the relationship and for the other person. So it's very important to not lose yourself, not lose who you are, because that makes the other person interested in you, because you have a personality and they are attracted to you, to your personality, to your quirks, to your faults and everything. So it's important to keep that. Let's see the other ones. Let's have your dragon card is Judgment, and I'm kind of feeling like this is connected to this one, because Judgment is that state where you're leveling up, you're doing the work, you're putting in the work to better yourself, you're accepting your shadow self, which could stop you, and then leveling up, starting from a higher perspective where you're more accepting, and you're not judging yourself or others for their mistakes, because you realize that we're all human beings and we're all make mistakes. The only thing you can do, and what you can, I think, maybe judge other people on, if they are actually trying to get better. If they are not, time to go, let them go. They are not where you are at anymore. But this can be a very scary place sometimes, because you might think that this will never happen. You're never gonna be able to just forgive yourself for the mistakes you made. But with the Faith card, and with this coming out as a card for the next year, you have to believe. And if you believe and work on things, you're gonna get in a better place where you can actually enter this sort of relationship where you're equal, where you're loved, and where you are who you are, which I love. We have a few tarot cards, so let's check those. Okay, no nudity, I checked. I mean, there's over there, so I kind of missed the disclaimer. We have the Ace of Wands. Woohoo! Okay, passionate new beginnings. So this relationship is definitely on the physical self, if you're into that, because I'm not saying everybody is. You don't have to have sex to be in an adult relationship. I used to think that, but humans are different, so to each of their own. Until both of you are consenting and you're not harming anybody else, do whatever you want, honestly. But the main thing is it's a very passionate and creative relationship and opportunity. So if you're into the physical side of things, this could be a relationship that brings you a child as well, if you want that. If you don't, be sure to make the appropriate steps. If you're not into that, this also could mean that you're creating something together. You're creating a project, or you're having those very passionate and exciting and heated in the right way conversations, because that person makes you want to create something. They bring out your inner passion, and like I said, that fire, our inner fire, can come out in different ways. So it doesn't have to be the physical side if you're, like I said, you're not into that. But because we also have this opportunity, and this is an opportunity. And I gave you the party example previously. This could be that you're starting to work on a project, a passion project, and you realize that other people want to do the same, and maybe at first it's a competition, because you're like, hey, that was my idea, I want to do that. But then the other person is like, but that was also my idea, so what the hell? And there's some conflict at the beginning, but then you realize that, hey, if you do it together, it's gonna be even better. So something like that can also happening. We also have the Queen of Pentacles, and the Queen of Pentacles is a very nurturing energy. This queen is connected to all the earthly things, the everyday life, if you read Harry Potter or watched the movie, I don't care for the movies, but if you read the books, for me, the Queen of Pentacles is Mrs. Weasley. She's the one who's always taking care of, and it's not gender specific, it's just the more nurturing, more receptive energy of this, the side of this Queen and Queen Pentacles energy. So Mrs. Weasley is always the one person who takes care of the other person, the other people in the room. She fed them, she feeds them, she makes sure they are wearing clean clothing, they are, they have everything when they need to leave for school or work or job. Those motherly aspects of a person, which is, like I said, it's not gender specific, because anybody can be like that. A child can be like that, to be honest. There are children who are always looking out for the other kids. They are, making sure that everybody has a toy and stuff like that. So it's just that caring person that I'm kind of guessing that you really need. And maybe you're not used to someone actually caring that much about, about you. And maybe this can be something new that you need to give a chance. And we have one last. Oh, okay. 3 of Coins, 3 of Pentacles, which is teamwork. And that's what I said with this card too, that the opportunity coming in could be something where you work with, the other person. So if you have a chance to join a project this, year, I think that's the main advice to remember. Join every project that you can. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, join opportunities, join projects or team activities, even if you hate doing that, because you just never know when you will, gonna meet this person, and you have to faith in that it's gonna happen. Because if you go into the next year and you're like, she said what she said, but how could I meet someone? I'm like, I don't like going outside, and there are no other people who like to stand in the forest and just look at the sky. You're mistaken. There's always someone there who likes these same things. We are much more similar in a lot of ways than we realize. But if you shut yourself down and out, and you only concentrate your problems and mistakes, and you're not trying to get better at things and give chance and be a fool sometimes. If you don't give a chance to yourself, making a fool out of yourself, sometimes you're not going to get this opportunity for sure. So be sure to give life a chance. And the last card is the House 4 from the astrological deck, and it says culture and family roots, home, peace and comfort. And that's what sorry about that, that's what's waiting for in the 10 of Cups for you. And also, the next year could be all about this area, the 4th house, which deals with culture and family issues and what happens at home, and how you define peace and where you find peace and comfort. Some things might change, and you have to not just accept that, but it's better if you go with the change. Because, you're going to get something so much better out of it. Okay, this is your next year, and I think it's wonderful. Please come back if you remember at the end of the year, and do let me know what happened. Did you find that opportunity? Did you use it? Are you in a relationship anymore? And I forgot. If you're in a relationship, things just gonna get better. You're gonna work more like a team, and you're gonna build on, this house. And you might get a child. Yeah, that I said with that. So yeah. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment down below how you felt, what resonated, what didn't, what's your expectations for the new year about love. And see you in the next one, which is going to be about career, studies, money, and that sort of area next week. Thank you so much for watching. Bye. Hi guys, this is pile number 2's reading if you chose this crystal. then this is your reading. So let's see. The first pile was very interesting. If you were drawn to that, I advise you to check that one out as well. But pile number 2 is especially resonating with me in a way that, 2022, there's a lot of twos in that year. So let's see. Okay, we have illumination as the first or main, I guess, or energy for next year about your love life. And I, immediately, it doesn't matter if you're single or you're in a relationship, a lot of things are gonna come to the surface, and you're gonna get a chance to unearth a lot of things that were shoved under rugs. If you're single, you're gonna realize why you're single, and by that I mean, where are those areas where you're self-sabotaging? Why are you keeping love away even if you think you're not? Because sometimes we think we did all the work, we're ready, and then comes a chance and you're not using it, and you're like, but why did I use it? Like, I was ready, I did the work, and then you realize that, okay, something is not right, so I obviously didn't do everything that I was supposed to. And you're gonna get those chances this year. There's gonna be a lot of shadow work required. I mean, if you choose not to do anything, nothing is gonna change. But you have to go there. It's gonna be painful in a way that you're gonna learn a lot about you and the other person if you're in a relationship, or just yourself if you're single. And I don't necessarily see anything bad. Because this is a general reading, this could lead to relationships that are not actually functioning, breaking up, but some relationship will enter a new state, a much higher level, more committed level, where you're much more honest and committed to each other and the work you're doing together. So it's worth it, even if it's painful at times. It's worth doing it. But we has the has been. So what's no longer there, and that's gonna get illuminated as well, is gonna be gone. You will realize that some of you who are in relationships, you will realize that that relationship is actually dead, and you're just hanging in there because you still look at this place and see how it looked back in the days. You're not realizing that it's just a has-been. It's not a place you're familiar with anymore, and there's just so many scars that you got during the spending time with this person. Doesn't matter how much you love them or how much they love you. Probably for some reason this relationship is not working. Like I said, it's for some of you, but because we have the second card immediately out of the way, I'm kind of getting it's a bigger chance that it's for you than not. But let's see some tarot for this one. Yeah, we have the Five of Swords. Someone is definitely acting in a more selfish way when they keep thinking about themselves, not even realizing that what they do is bad for the other person, because they are just so self-involved. But we also have the Page of Swords, and I kind of feel like, if this is you for some reason, and you're doing things in a bit, like I said, selfish way, you're gonna get an opportunity to look at how you handle relationships in general. Doesn't matter if you're single or in a relationship. It's more about how you treat other people's and opportunities and the relationships itself. And it doesn't have to be romantic, but we're looking into love. You're gonna get an opportunity to go back to the starting line and start the process of getting to know what you're expecting from a relationship and what is working and what not. You're gonna get an opportunity for a do-over in a way. And if you're staying in a relationship as well, if you're not talking about the breaking up type of thing, this is gonna be this is gonna be a year where you might need to take steps back in order to, after doing that work, move forward in a much more fast-paced but more directed chariot kind of way. Because when you're in the chariot energy, you're balancing your intellectual and your physical animalistic side of you to move forward. And I kind of feel like that, because if you see the road ahead of you clearly, you can see the obstacles and you can work on it together and move forward. Okay, let's pull another one. We have the Five of Wands as well. And yeah, the Five of Wands is also a lot of, confrontation and petty arguments. So I'm kind of guessing or getting the feeling that this is connected to the Page of Swords state. Because when you're in a relationship, or, if you're single and you're starting to date, but you're, going at it with a more, what's the word, how to say that, when you're going at it with a plan, you have expectations and stuff like that. The problems that you can run into a relationship when it's starting or restarting, there's gonna be, clashes with other people, but these are not too serious ones. You can move past them if you want to, obviously. Or they can signal things that are not working early on, and you can just be like, okay, this is really not for me. I have my set of things that I need in a relationship, and you're not meeting them, so let's not waste each other's time and let's move on. But if you're in a relationship, the other person might not be as receptive as you want them to be immediately, and there's gonna be conflict about that. Because they might think that, oh, everything is fine, and then one day you come home from work and you're like, okay, we need to talk, and they're gonna be like, oh my god, what the hell, what just happened, and they freak out and there's conflict. But okay, we also have one card that I didn't see, but we have the Six of Wands, and it means there's gonna be victory. So you can, like I said, you can overcome this argumentative phase of the relationship. We also have the confusion, and I'm getting the feeling that you might, this is the confusion here. It's talking about how you might feel at the beginning of the year, before whatever is going to happen will illuminate a lot of things, because you might be like, you have an inkling that something is not right, but you don't know why, and then you push it away, or because, oh, this is just life, or someone is acting, they that they love you, but sometimes they are acting selfish, and you're like confused, but why would they do that when I know that they love me. It's not just that they show me that, they say, tell me that they love me, but I know that they actually do love me. So why would they sometimes just be this selfish prick? So there could be some confusion, and then you start thinking and, get that, oh, okay, this is why, and then you start working on things. And I love this. We have the sun with this one, and the sun is a harmonious, longer period of time, but also the sun illuminates. The sun gives you that, light that will shine on problems, what's no longer there, that you still think that lives there, but it's no longer there. And you're going to be able to move forward, because this dragon is in a dark forest, but there are some rays of sun shining through, and there are butterflies, which is obviously transformation for the better, which is good. That's good. There's a lot of getting clear on how things are actually in your life. And if you're single, this is just about, you're gonna get much more clearer about what you want out of a relationship for actual reals. And interestingly, we have the Knight of Wands, but that's not the interesting part. The interesting part is the moon with the sun. So, okay, can you see? The Knight of Wands is a passionate knight, and they are the one who will, come into your life and very fiery, very passionate. I feel more like this is for singles. This is someone that you're immediately attracted to, and you have no idea, if if what they are offering is long term or not. It's definitely built on attraction. And we have the Moon, and I kind of feel like that with this card, it could mean that because the Moon symbolizes the unknown, that you never experienced anything like this before, and you might get confused. So if this is good, if it's not, should I go for it, should I not? And I'm not gonna say what to do, because sometimes you get a card that says that even if you feel like this, you gotta fool yourself, like, okay, but go for it. With this one, I'm gonna say that that's gonna be an opportunity for you to figure out how you feel about something. Like, I'm gonna give a very simple example, and it's not gonna be for everyone, but I hope that it's gonna explain what I mean. Let's say someone, you meet someone, and what you can get out of it, what you think you can get out of it, just based on how things are progressing, is a one-night stand. You have to figure out if you're okay with something like that. B, maybe you actually want to experience something like that. And what you don't know is that you just never know if that one-night stand actually is gonna be more than just a one-night stand. But when you're meeting that person, don't project a future relationship into that one night, because that very well could just be one night. And you have to be okay with with that, because if they are only offering that one night, you have to decide if are you okay with it? Are you just intrigued, but you will feel crap next day? Then you obviously shouldn't do it. But if you want to experience it, who said you shouldn't, or why not? The social stigma is like, let's get over with. That's just shitty. You don't have to talk about it with other people if you don't want to, by the way. But be safe, obviously, in any kind of way. Yeah, I still have one card, but that's the astrological card, but I'm kind of looking. We have Leo with the Sun. We have the Knight of Wands is Sagittarius, at least how I read the connections. The Moon is Cancer. And that's the only water sign, I think. Yeah. Also, another two wands, so fire element, Sagittarius, Aries, and Leo are either can have significance that you have or the person you're dealing with have in their placement. But we also have the Page of Swords, which I read as Gemini, and relates to communication, how important communication is. And we also have the Five of Swords, another air sign. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, those all can be important, if you care about it. And your last card from the Heavenly Bodies Astrological deck is the air signs. So like I said, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. It's important to be open-minded, objective, and to learn about the situation. And this is going to be your main focus for the next year about your love life. You have to be open-minded, because like I said, I got that feeling immediately that when you get those illuminating moments are gonna require being open-minded, because you will have to deal with a lot of things, and you will need to be objective when you get into arguments to see where the other person is coming from, where are you coming from, and how you can work on things. And you will learn about yourself and the other person if you're in a relationship with the person you are in. And if it's a new thing, then you're gonna learn about yourself and the person that you need or want in your life. But yeah, this is your love reading for 2020, which is so weird. Yeah, so upcoming readings are gonna be, the next one is about careers and finances and all that stuff. And there's gonna be another one about spirituality and well-being and stuff like that. So please be on the lookout for those readings. Like, subscribe, comment down below how it resonated, and see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Wishing you a happy 2022. Bye. Hello, pile number 3. If you chose this Moonstone or the pile number 3, then this is going to be your reading. And yeah, so I had to take a break because my phone's memory got full, and I'm like, what am I doing? So, but yeah, love reading. So, ooh, I love that. So first card for 2022 is success. So if you're trying to get into a relationship, so to speak, if you're trying to find love, definitely success. So keep trying, keep going. Or if you're working on a relationship because you're already in, or you're just starting one, then this is a very good sign that the relationship that you're currently in or just started is going to be a one to keep around, to be proud and happy about it. I'm not saying everything is gonna be just easy peasy, because I kind of looked at the sky and I kind of see that there could be some storms in the horizon, but yeah, it just suggests that you will be able to overcome those objects, not objects, but obstacles. That was the word I was looking for, and difficulties. Yeah, I think something else. I was trying to say something else about the moon. For some reason, Hunter's moon for 2022 is going to be significant for you. Right now, I have no idea when Hunter moon is. I think it's the second half of the year, but don't quote me on that. So check when Hunter moon is coming around, and that will be significant for either for finding love or securing a relationship. And you will have to focus on being honest about what you want, who you are, and what you want out of a relationship for it to be successful, which is, I know it's a cliche advice, but ooh, look at that. I like how shiny this is. The moon. Also Moonstone. Yes, Hunter's moon. Okay, there's a connection. And also this panther is a hunter, so definitely an important message there. And just like honesty, communication, and being honest about who you are, what you want, is going to be very important for you to be successful, either finding love or leveling up your relationship to a deeper, secure level. Because if you just look for superficial things, and you are not showing who you are from the get-go, a lot of people will be like, but this is not who you are. I mean, you were this and this when we started dating, and now you're for example, you act like you like to go out and you like to party because you think that that's what other people are looking for in a relationship or in a partner. But you like staying at home on the couch, reading, watching TV, or doing something creative, or you just like to go out and take a walk. If you present something, the other person is going to be attracted to that. And if that's not who you are and you're not honest about it, there's not gonna be a real connection. And this can be true for an already existing relationship as well, because if you're just starting, this is a reminder that you have to be honest about your faults as well. You can show, and you should show, your vulnerable side, because that's how other people can connect to you. Actually, that's where the deep understanding can come from. And what we can what you need to deal with is the grief card as well. And for this one, I think it can mean for singles, it can mean that or not necessarily singles as well, but someone who just started a relationship or who is in a relationship, there might be changes I mean, I don't want to definitely go for breakups, but I'm gonna go with disconnect. And you need to grieve the version of you that entered a relationship, if you're in one, because that's not the real one, and you have to let go of that person that you think the other person wants. And with the single people, it could mean that you have to deal with the fact that someone that you thought would be your ideal partner might not be who you actually need, and the life you imagined the both of you having together is not gonna happen. But you have to remember that when you become honest about what you want, you're gonna get so much better than what you expected out of life, because you will actually be happy. Because our idea about happiness most of the time doesn't match up to what actually makes us happy. But if you get down and be honest about things, you go then dig deep, and you mourn the life you thought you would have with that person, or when you find a relationship, if you're able to let it go, you can move forward with maybe smaller selection of people that could be potentially good for you, but those all gonna be a good match much more from the start than just the general superficial things. Yeah, Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords is all about deception, and this card is here to remind you to not be deceptive about who you are, what you want, because you're gonna be the only one who's gonna suffer from it if you're not able to be honest about yourself, because you're probably thinking that some people might not care and accept you, and you know what, it's gonna happen. But you know what, we don't care about that, because if the less time you spend on someone who's judging you for something that's a deep integral part of yourself, the quicker you can find someone who will actually love you the right way. And we have also the Three of Swords, which is loss and grief, and it could, like I said, it could mean a breakup, but I'm kind of thinking about the loss and the heartbreak are gonna come from trying. Like I said, I felt immediately that the success is not gonna come easy, and you're probably gonna go through a few heartbreaks while you're at it. But this is a reminder to not give up, to even if you went on 5 or 6 dates and they were horrible, go on that seventh one, because you just never know. You have to keep trying. I'm not saying do something you hate, because be honest about where you feel comfortable and what you want and who you're comfortable with, but don't give up. Don't let a heartbreak stop you from moving forward, because we also have the Four of Swords, and this is a reminder that when you experience a heartbreak, take some time out. Don't rush into the next date. Take some time out to process and assess why it didn't work. What was the problem? Was it just simply that you were too different? Single relationship doesn't really matter in this aspect. Just look at why it didn't work out. But take some time out, deal with those, allow yourself to grieve that. It's either the relationship that fell through or just the potential of it, but then get back on it, so to speak, and try. Which one I want? Let's see. Okay, we have a lot of endings. We have the Ten of Swords as well. Interesting. So yeah, for some of you it's definitely a breakup, but the main card is success. You have to remember about that. But there's gonna be a lot of change, a lot of endings, and it doesn't have to be a breakup. I did not change my mind, but I just getting that as well, that it ties back to the grief, what I said with the grief card, that it can be the end of the way you thought this or imagined that this relationship would go. But if that doesn't necessarily mean that it's gonna be a breakup or it's gonna get worse, because if you're honest and you can talk up things through, the way you were before is that's gonna end, but something better is gonna start. And we also have the Hermit. So some of you might really need to work on who they are and what they want. And yeah, I think maybe the Four of Swords period of time is going to be longer. Some of you might not even enter a relationship. Not saying this year, next year, 2022. But if there's gonna be those type of singles who have to do a lot of shadow work and work on themselves, and they choose to do that, success will come, but it's probably at the end of the year. So, but it doesn't, that doesn't give you permission to not do anything till, I don't know, December, and then be like, okay, it's the end of the year now, where is my relationship? Doesn't work like that. When we get the Hermit card, it means that you need to pay attention to whatever is going on inside of you, because there are things you need to deal with first in order to, be able to go out and find a relationship. But that will come, I'm gonna put it here. So 8 of Wands is definitely movement, a lot of energy coming in. For me, it's a yes card in a way. And I do think that, this is the future or second part of the year where movement is going to start. But you're only getting that if you put in the work. And we also have the Moon. And I think it's just, here, also, again, Moonstone, Moon is very important. If you work with Moon cycles, or if you haven't or you don't, it's time to check in, what new moon and full moon rituals are. Like I said, Hunter's Moon. But it's also a reminder that don't give in to, the fear that, hey, I'm never going to find anyone because I went through this ending, which can be a relationship, or it can be trying and it's not working, and you're like, I'm ready to give up because it's just never going to happen. Those are the nights where we start telling ourselves that we are never going to find love. For you, the biggest thing you need to focus is persistent. You need to be persistent this year to find love. It's not going to be easy, but success is definitely there. You have a chance. But yeah, you gotta work for it, and you gotta be damn honest about what you want and who you are. And wow, we have the South and the North Node. That's so interesting, and it ties into a lot of things that I said, because the South Node is what you're destined to release. If you know your birth chart, you can check what's your South Node and which area you need to work with. I think you can find it out in any free astrological site that can give you a birth chart, or if not, just Google how you get it. And the North Node is what you're destined to have. And, between these two is where life is usually. So this is where we are born, and we're working on letting something from the past or past lives, go in order to find what we are actually destined to have. But we have to put in a lot of work between these two. And it's also, sort of dragony creature. So that's very promising. You're entering a phase where you can let go of what keep you in a state or in a place where you're not happy, not really as fulfilled and as happy as you could be, into the place where you have everything you want because you're, this was meant for you, which I think is brilliant. So yeah, your year is gonna be a lot of work. if you choose to do that. Obviously, if you don't, then it's your life. You do, or all the decisions are yours. I can just give you some advice. That's all I can do. But hopefully you're not gonna give up. You're gonna work on a lot of things, and you're gonna get success, and by the end of the year you're gonna find that relationship that you're looking for. For some of you, this might be actually not entering into a partnership, because you will realize that, hey, I need a time out. Where's the Hermit? I need to be alone for a while to figure out who I am for sure, who I am deep inside. And that's success as well, because after that period you spend in here, you can move forward with certainty, and you will reduce the time for bullshit significantly if you know who you are, what you want, and what makes you happy. So that's gonna be the thing that you can work on in the next year. But like I said, for some of you, it's definitely a relationship you're destined to have. So yeah, this is your reading. I hope this is helpful. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Those all help my channel. You can find all the information in the description box. You can find me most easiest, I think, on Instagram. Reach out if you need help with anything. And thank you so much for watching. The next reading is going to be about career, studies, and finances. So please come back a year from now as well, but just next week. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.